All right, let's dive into something really interesting today. We're talking about a brand new technology called GenosDB. And, it's incredibly powerful, super ambitious, but it also comes with this one giant question mark that's really got the developer world talking. So let's unpack this. So, what exactly is GenosDB? Well, at its core, it's a super lightweight, decentralized graph database. Now, what does that actually mean for you and me? Think about apps that can sync up instantly between users, peer to peer, without needing some big central server in the middle. That's the magic it's trying to create. And when you start to peek under the hood, wow, the feature list is it's seriously impressive. You've got that real-time peer-to-peer sync we just talked about. Then there's biometric security with WebAuthn. Yup, you can log in with your fingerprint. It's using this high-performance OPFS stuff for crazy fast storage right inside your browser. And it can handle these super complex data relationships with advanced graph traversal. So make no mistake, this isn't just another database. This thing is an absolute powerhouse of an engine. Okay, so that all sounds amazing, right? Which leads us right to the big mystery, the elephant in the room. In a world that is all about open source and collaboration, why on earth is the source code for this thing a secret? It's the question that's on every developer's mind. Now, the answer isn't as simple as, secrecy for secrecy's sake. Not at all. To really get it, we have to look at the personal journey of its creator and his, frankly, deep, deep history with the open source world. So let's meet the man behind the machine, Esteban Fuster. To really wrap your head around the why behind GenosDB, you have to understand where he comes from. And this is the key part. This isn't some guy who hates open source. It's the exact opposite. He's a product of that very community. His whole story in this world goes way back. He started out just as a user in the virtual world's Second Life. But then he got the bug and started building his own worlds with an open source tool called OpenSim. From there, he found his way to GunDB, another decentralized database. And here's the thing, he didn't just use it. No way. He jumped right in, became a huge contributor, improved the docs. He was all in. And all of this was building towards something much, much bigger. And you can really hear his passion for that community in his own words. He said, "I felt so inspired that I wanted to participate actively. I made friends, collaborated on projects, and felt part of something bigger." I mean, that's pure open source spirit right there. And this deep respect he has is precisely what makes the twist in this story so interesting. So the question is, if he was so deeply in love with the open source world, what happened? What changed? Well, to put it simply, his ambition slammed headfirst into a massive technical wall. See, his big dream wasn't just to build another website. He wanted to create a massive, truly distributed metaverse, a seamless virtual world that was fast enough, and I mean really fast enough, to run smoothly inside a VR headset. And if you know anything about VR, you know the performance demands are just off the charts. And this right here, this is the breaking point. He pushed all the existing open source tools he could find to their absolute limits, and you know what? They just buckled under the load. The resource consumption was just too high. It was a total deal breaker for the VR experience he was dreaming of. So he was stuck. The only way forward was to build the whole thing from the ground up. And so, out of this necessity, GenosDB was born. But it wasn't just about code. It came with a very specific, very personal philosophy about how to build great software. His whole philosophy can be boiled down to one simple phrase: less is more. For him, that meant getting rid of everything non-essential. All the heavy libraries, the bulky frameworks. If it didn't contribute directly to insane performance, it was out. This obsessive minimalist approach is absolutely key to understanding his next move. So when he decided to keep the source code private, it wasn't about shutting people out. Not at all. For him, it was all about protecting one single core idea. And that idea is responsibility. He feels this immense personal responsibility to the project, a responsibility to its vision, to its quality, and most importantly, to its future. And he actually breaks this down into what he calls 3 pillars. First up is responsibility for focus. That means keeping an unwavering laser-like vision on high performance without getting distracted. Second, responsibility for quality. This is about avoiding what he calls technical wear and tear. That design by committee thing where too many cooks in the kitchen can water down a great idea. He believes that's how a lot of open source projects eventually just fizzle out. And finally, responsibility for the future. This is about creating a path for the project that's actually sustainable, so it can grow with a carefully chosen team that gets the vision. Okay, so does all this mean the door to collaboration is just slammed shut? Absolutely not. It just means he's proposing a different way of doing things, a model that's all about open knowledge, not necessarily an open core. And this really breaks it down perfectly. You see, in a normal open source project, everything is open, the core engine, the whole ecosystem around it. But with the GenosDB model, it's different. The core engine is protected, it's kept tight and focused by the creator. But everything else, the entire ecosystem built around that engine, that is completely wide open for anyone and everyone to collaborate on. So what does that actually look like? How can you get involved? Well, the community is totally encouraged to jump in by improving the public documentation, which is super detailed, by the way. You can submit tutorials, new examples, use the public unit tests to check how things work. The whole idea is to get people to build amazing things on top of the engine, not mess around inside of it. And hey, it's also a pretty smart way to find future developers who are totally in sync with the project's philosophy. The collaboration is definitely happening. It's just not happening with pull requests to the core. And this whole philosophy really comes together in a personal invitation from Pazzi himself. He isn't closing a door, he's handing over the keys to a finely tuned engine and basically asking the entire developer community, all right, here it is. Now what amazing things are you going to build with it? It's a call to action, but it's one that's all about creativity and building. And that really leaves us with a huge question, not just about GenosDB, but about the future of software development itself. Is this a new, more sustainable way to innovate? A model that protects a singular, powerful vision? Or is it a step away from that open, collaborative spirit that built the internet as we know it? The source code might be closed for now, but the debate, well, that's wide open for all of us.